You know, he's really he's shameless in intellectual argument. He's absolutely without character, a moral foundation, or even intellectual substance.
What even is homosexuality anymore? If there's like women who are straight who are claiming to be queer because they've got like dangly earrings or something,
Yeah,
like um
that's the most offensive thing to me is that I
yeah.
think I use that example a lot, like the Asian chick with a boyfriend who'll be like, I'm a queer POC.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of those around. Um Lots of those in the Melbourne literary scene too.
Mm.
And also, by the way, all of those women or non-binary queer or whatever they want to be called Asian queer POC women, always with white guys.
Yeah, yeah,
Always,
totally.
without
Yeah,
fail.
yeah.
It's always a white guy. What is that? What is that about? Like, what is the psychoanalysis of this? Like, and they're always railing about white people, and they're always with a
Yeah,
white person.
I don't know. I
Hmm.
mean, do they have some kind of like because they use those types of people basically are white people too.
Oh
Like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
like so maybe it's just how white guilt expresses itself in like
When
an
you're Asian.
Asian when you're born in Australia or wherever.
Yeah, yeah,
Like yeah. Someone smarter than me needs to like study it.
yeah. Someone probably has, but
Yeah,
they
they've got their
probably have.
funding cut and stuff.
Um, so yeah, welcome back. We're doing another episode. This is the rare episode where we're doing a sort of like topics. We've got we've got a docket. I hate
Yeah.
I hate when podcasts say what's on the docket. Like, first of all, in my world, a docket was always like a receipt,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right? And so you don't look at a receipt. A receipt is things you buy, not a list. But anyway.
Guess a
Um,
receipt is a list of things. I
I
don't know.
guess
But yeah, I
maybe.
mean, it's like, what's the etymology of that word? Like, what does it mean originally? What's the
Hmm.
Latin docetus or whatever?
Yeah.
And like,
So we've got a couple of things tonight. We're doing a couple of things Australian, but there's a one international one thing, and maybe you've got something else or I've got something else that we wanted to bring up. Um, but I guess we'll start with the myth of the toxic infinite jest, bro. Um, this was a piece that did the rounds recently on social media. A couple, maybe was it last week? Um, and it was kind of refreshing to see this, even though I'm sick of people talking about David Foster Wallace and Infinite Jest as this kind of like, I don't know, symbol of something, whether positive or negative. It's like, there are other books to talk about,
hmm,
you know? Um, but yeah, it was good that this came about because I'm sick of hearing about this like idea of like lip bros, and Infinite Jest being used as this like symbol of that. And I'm like, this thing that you're talking about does not exist. There is
yeah.
no such thing as a lip bro. Have you encountered this archetype?
I mean, am I one? Like,
Yeah, am I one?
yeah,
Yeah.
we're the getting lit bros. Like, yeah, it's a weird thing, and it's like, I mean, I feel like we've probably covered this terrain before when we're talking about like the Brodenism stuff. And
Yeah.
like,
You can repeat.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
good to
for
repeat
sure,
stuff.
yeah,
Listeners love
yeah,
that.
yeah. And
Yeah.
like in that article, seemed to like have all of. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I said all of those things about it. Like the
Yeah.
idea of like, you know, well, so what if they're doing it performatively? They could be doing something much worse performatively. They could be like, just some deadhead shit or whatever. Like it's like, yeah, it's a manufactured thing to just like because I think it's just like they're not they don't have like because I guess it's a book that's old too. So it's like it's not some new thing that they can like they're trying to market this like book by a Native American woman, and it's
Hmm.
sort of auto fiction poetry that sucks. Like in because of the guy who doesn't read that but will read a 1,000-page thing that's like, oh, you're performatively reading this thing.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's I don't know.
Is it because the book is challenging? Is that what it is? And like most people who read women, for instance, I'm trying to be better and not go too misogynistic with this, but the fact of the matter is that it is mostly women who do this. So is it that because it's challenging, it's like a postmodernist sort of like book with footnotes and like, kind of timelines are all jumbled up and it goes on very long and it's just durationally, it's very kind of challenging. Um, and you compare it to like what people are reading now, which is like you said, like slim autofictional kind of novellas, really, that aren't really challenging. Like
The
ide
title is longer than the book most of
Yeah,
the time.
exactly, yeah. They're all like sort of ideologically and aesthetically narrow, and that is related to they're aesthetically narrow because they're ideologically narrow. Um, and just all of this stuff and then that's from the literary side and from the non-literary side like things like romantasy and all the big books and porn essentially which is not really challenging at all. So is there something about that like that you know women being the majority of the book buying public now are like we don't want that and that's pretentious because it's like more literary and it's not like what we're reading. It's a weird is it a weird
Yeah.
kind of like, you
I
know.
think it's like because anything that has like a grand kind of vision is synonymous with fascism now. So I think reading
Yes.
like Infinite Jest is just the same as reading Mein Kampf to these people.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
like it's yeah, I think it is an invented thing. I think it's someone just was like, because I'm sure there's dudes who've been annoying about Infinite Jest. I'm sure there's
Mm.
someone's like, I'm reading this giant book and it's got all these footnotes and
Mm.
shit, and like, you know what I mean? Like, we've all done it. You've been drunk. You're just like fucking talking to someone about something you find interesting and being annoying about it. Like,
Mm.
but to act like that's like a category that everyone could like recognize. Like I'm sure if you just ask someone who doesn't listen to podcasts, like or whatever, read books, like, do you know about these lit bros? They would just have no clue what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Like,
they would like be like, what? That doesn't
yeah,
sound real.
yeah,
Yes.
um, yeah. It is. I don't know. I think it's like we're in this like hyper modernity where like now these like just these things get invented that we can just like discourse online about and people can get genuinely mad about and hate this archetype. And maybe it's a good thing that they're hating an archetype that doesn't exist or something. But the thing
Or
is, then
then
they'll map
maybe
it onto you.
Yeah, or then maybe just it becomes a thing that exists because it's
Yeah. Oh,
like,
sure. Yeah.
guys will like read this and be like, hey, I'll become this guy, like
Yeah. Yeah.
to piss people off or whatever. Like
We
it's a
need a
hype
Wojak for the lit brojack. Um,
lit project.
yeah. What is it? Is this going to be David Foster Wallace wearing the bandana, like
Yeah, yeah, probably.
pointing or something?
I think
Pointing
that
to the
Wojak
footnote number 49 or whatever.
I think that Wojak actually exists, the bandana David
Oh,
Foster.
yeah.
I think I've seen that somewhere, but yeah. Do it. Yeah, do him pointing to the footnote. I think that's the best way to do it. Or reading on the train or something while a woman
Yeah.
walks by or something. Um, yeah, it's weird. Like I think there's a lot of, well, and this is something that we've also mentioned. Probably in that same episode actually, that you just can't win.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like men aren't reading enough, but also what they're reading performatively, or it's like some pretentious thing and like they're being too broy about it, right?
And if we started reading their fucking whatever, the way the wind sounds on the waves, if we started reading those books, then they'd be like, "Oh, you fucking invading our territory." You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
yeah. I think that's it. That's the simplest. It's like you can't win. It wouldn't
yeah,
matter what dudes were doing and how few of them were doing it. It would still be like enough for someone to write a thesis about it or a guardian on
yeah,
it.
yeah. And so much of this is actually just like people fishing for content, like or like journalists, hacks essentially, fishing for content. They'll find a couple of, maybe not even a couple of examples, just they met some guy at a party, and then they'll map on like I feel like this entire thing about the Infinite Jest Lit Bro is just some chick at like Jezebel in 2014 or something met a guy, just one
Mm.
guy at
It
a
was on
party.
coke.
Yeah, who's on coke. It was like probably in a New York loft or something like
Probably
that.
gave her $350 worth of that coke too.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. And just like when it probably didn't even go on for that long, probably went on
Yeah.
for like what, 20 minutes maybe.
Yeah.
Which, it 20 minutes can probably seem like a long time if,
Oh yeah, yeah.
you know,
I've done
it's
it.
yeah,
I've done it
yeah,
multiple times.
yeah.
I'll do it again.
Um, yeah, and so then she's gone and like, oh, I'm running a little dry this week. What am I gonna write about? And it's like, oh, there was that guy that was kind of a little bit annoying at the loft party the other night. I'll write about that. And then they'll like bring in some other sort of examples to like make it and then no, or they won't bring in other examples. They'll say it's emblematic of a trend.
Yeah.
And like you can just say that to basically make anything a trend that's not a trend.
Mm.
Um,
And then other articles will point to that article, and you get that like
exactly.
recursive loop of like they're all referencing themselves.
Exactly. Like, and this is sort of like what this guy was talking about as well. Well, he was sort of saying there is a bit of a history to this that like, it started when Infinite Jest was released and people were like, it's like it's too masculine or something like that. Um and it's just sort of carried on from there. But no, I think my version of events is what happened.
Yeah.
Some chick on Jezebel or like one of those sort of places just did that. And then we got this. In fact, maybe I'm going to go research that and see if I can like find it in the Internet
The
Archive. The
original.
first the first mention of the Infinite Jest Slip Bro. Uh,
Yeah.
I won't be doing that. That's
No, no.
that. But I'm spiritually, that's
Lit
what
bro
happened.
gate.
Yeah. Lip Bro Gate. Yeah, yeah.
Well, because yeah, that's the thing too, is you just add bro to anything and it makes something problematic.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's, are there like feminist bros or
Yeah,
whatever?
yeah,
Like,
girl bros.
yeah, like trans bros. Like,
Women who are too masculine. Yeah.
yeah. Well, I just meant like guys that would be feminists and like, yeah, these feminist bros, they're just like, jumping onto our thing, but we
Mm,
want them to
mm,
be allies, but in
mm.
the way that we say they can be. They can't like
Exactly.
make it about themselves at all or whatever.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
It's also retarded.
It's so dumb. And then you've got and then it plays into the perennial you know, men reading debates that like they just can't stop talking about it. Like
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's the worst thing that's happened in the history of the world is that 1% of men read books, if that.
Yeah, but also men aren't reading and they should be reading and
Yeah.
well, like what can we do to encourage men to read more? But not read that, not read
Mm.
Infinite
And
Jest. Like,
like, yeah, I mean, I've read a quarter of Infinite Jest. There's nothing really like that. It's not super masculine or anything, you know what
mm,
I mean? It's like other than just the size and the sheer autisticness.
autism, yeah.
Yeah. But it's not like, you know what I mean? It's not, I don't know. It's not, I don't, it doesn't, I'm not reading this and being like, I'm like reading Mishima's Sun and Steel. Again, that's probably not the most masculine book either, but
Yeah.
um, but yeah, I don't know, like yeah,
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, so I was what was I going to say about the masculine thing as well? Yeah, so you've got this and then that's a recursion too, like the pointing back to all of the like pieces that have been written about like, oh, well, why men aren't reading and blah 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 blah. And look, I don't know what to tell you, but like 85% of our audience are men. So like, and this is
the
mostly
rookie numbers. We gotta
yeah,
bump those numbers up
yeah,
a
yeah,
bit.
yeah. Or do you know, I can't remember if I got this on the recording or not, but I think I did when I was speaking to Amir and Pierre, the editors of Inversion, that 4.5% of our audience are non-binary.
Wow. How do you know that? Like, do people
It
put that
give
in?
I don't know, it just gives you the stats. So,
No
yeah.
podcast players ever asked me my gender or anything.
Well, I think you must like it must have taken your data from wherever you
Yeah.
listen to.
Aggregates it
Yeah.
somehow.
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah. Howdy to our they them fans.
Yeah, howdy.
That's
It probably is just that they juice those numbers because maybe someone didn't like list their gender somewhere or whatever.
right, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't
Okay.
know.
I don't know either,
But
yeah.
hello to the MBs if you're out there.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I
And
didn't mean any of that stuff I said.
yeah, don't take it personal. We're just playing around here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just a couple of lit bros just horsing around, you know. What do we know about anything?
Just a couple of lip for it. All right.
Next on the docket.
Next on the docket, have we said all we need to say about
Um,
this?
I don't know. I'm sure I could be prompted into something else, but I can't think of it off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, we've covered this kind of thing before, but
oh, I'll
it's
say that
just
the article was more in the bros' favor than I was expecting. I thought it was going to
mm,
be like, um, like about how they suck or whatever, and but it was kind of like a guy basically saying what we're saying, just being like, oh yeah, like is this a made up thing? And
mm, mm.
he probably like heard people on podcasts like being like,
Such
what the
as
fuck?
ours.
Yeah, and he's just like, yeah, pump out easy article, you know.
Mm, mm.
I am kind of like there's too many. I don't know if it's just the way it's always been, but there's just too many articles that are just like social media and podcasts, just
Yeah.
like opinions being like I don't know. I guess that's how culture spreads. It's the top down, trickle down thing or something. But like, is that what journalism is now? You just like
Yeah.
listen to what people's takes are on podcasts, and then you
That's what
just
everything is.
yeah,
Everything is just reactions to reactions. Like,
yeah,
if you even look at like the amount of slop that you get on YouTube that's just reacting to something,
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's not the thing itself. So it's like, I don't know, some
Black
crazy
guy listens to Pink Floyd for the first time ever.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Or like um some crazy guitar solo from a hair metal band or something like that. And um it's just so weird, like that it's not the thing itself that people are watching. It's people watching the thing itself, you know? I can see
Yeah,
your
and now
cat.
we're commenting on someone watching the thing itself. Someone else is
Yeah,
going to listen to it. Who
exactly.
knows what happens next?
And yeah, some hack will write a story about it, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, yeah. I mean, when I worked at the Daily Mail, that I would say that would be about 70% of the articles that I wrote, which is just like some kind of response to something. Like an influencer has reposted this and this was their reaction, you know? Like just
Yeah.
crap like that, you know? So there's a whole economy
Mm.
like with this stuff. And you know that literary art criticism sort of stuff is not um they they deal in this as well, the kind of reaction stuff. Mm. Got nothing else about on this subject?
Oh, and just like that, just thought just like makes my like brain just like fracture into like 1,000 shards. And I'm
Yeah.
like, that's probably what's happening to everyone, and it's why we're all retarded nowadays. Like,
Mm,
it's
mm.
like it feels like Soviet like montage like shit to like just destabilize your personality or something to just like it's just everything's just like this 17 steps removed met like you know what I mean like what is based reality anymore
Mm.
so I just feel like I was sort of like I haven't got it formulated but I'm just like that's probably a large part of what's wrong with the world today is just like everything is just fragmented and fractured and just
And it's
makes us all
yeah,
yeah
it's all response to something else, like to some kind of stimulus that is in itself a response. And it's like just a chain of reactions, you know.
yeah no wonder there's all these trannies and stuff like 4.5% of them are cool or whatever. Okay, well, not that 4.5% of listeners, but you know what I mean. The ones that listen to our podcast, they're the
Yeah,
best ones. Yeah.
yeah, they are the best ones. Um, All right, yeah, so we're done with that subject. Which one the other two subjects that I picked were for this are both like sort of like uh I would say small fry Australian stories, but like one of them is pretty fucked up. Um shall we start with that one?
Yeah, just let's do it. Let's rip the band-aid
So
off.
so a quite I don't know if he's famous. You have the book.
I have honeybee, yeah.
How do you have his book?
But they're not hard to come by.
Oh, okay. You just got it.
Well, Josie's mum, I think, gave it to Josie to read.
Oh, okay.
She hasn't read
Yeah.
it yet, but
I think
it's
that's a
just
trans one. Like it's about a trans character or something.
yeah, yeah, I
Yeah.
believe so. It looks kind of like it's got like the sort of the tranny colors, the sort of blue and
Yeah.
reddy
With
kind of
the Anna Kutchian when she had that
yeah.
haircut.
It's a
The
dude.
mullet
That's
haircut.
yeah,
Maury, that's a man. Yeah, like okay, so Craig Silvey is an Australian like children's slash YA author, and that that's kind of relevant,
yeah,
I guess, because he's from Western Australia. I don't know if he was very um like if he sold in other territories, but he was pretty big here. Like he was like the kind of YA author recently. And he was like a 40 something year old guy. Um, and he has been caught with kiddie porn. But not just having it, he's been caught like uh, distributing it. So,
yeah. Is
and
that what it is? Because the articles are saying something like he was messaging with
mm,
someone. It's like to court him, and he was like saying he was down for
mm,
whatever. I mean, yeah, allegedly.
allegedly,
Yeah, he's
allegedly.
allegedly done these things.
Yeah, yeah. Which was funny. It was actually funny watching. The reason I wanted to talk about this was not because, I'm that interested in, you know, kind of Australian authors' downfall, alleged downfall. Um, but it was funny the response because he was a little bit of a you're probably uh maybe not as aware of this as I am, but like he went on all of the big, when I say big, I mean like institutional podcasts like the ABC Book Show and all this sort of shit. The Garrett's another one. He went on all these big Australian podcasts and various media and that. He was like kind of like a YA Trent Dalton kind of guy,
Mm.
like he was very popular. Uh, and what's been funny about this is I've noticed that some of his episodes on these programs have just been like withdrawn without any
Yeah.
kind of like notice. Like, and it's just like, it is like he's been charged. It hasn't gone to trial yet or anything like that. So that seems a little, you know, uh, gung ho, but, but I would probably wait and see what happened.
Mm.
Um, so, but then there's others that have just like left it up there. And it's not who you think either. Like the ABC has kept their episodes up. You would think that they would be the first to be like, oh shit, and like get rid of
Yeah.
it. But yeah, that stuff was interesting to me. And it's also interesting to me as well that he was a children's author. Like, like I'm not saying he did it or whatever because it's an ongoing kind of legal situation. But, you know, I'll just say this. Like, um, I would be, I'm, no, wouldn't, I am sus on like men, particularly straight men who write that sort of fiction.
Mm.
Am I being prejudiced here? You know what? Do you get what I mean though?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I get what you mean. You probably are being prejudiced, but I
gay
get what
men,
you
gay men can do it, but it's like a little different though, because it's like gay men never grow up, so they're allowed to like go
well,
wade into
Craig
the.
Sylvie's got like gay face hard.
He really does, yeah, yeah.
So like if I looked at him, I wouldn't have thought pedophile. I would have just thought that's a gay man. And I don't know what gender the children's photos he was looking at were, but yeah, he had like a family and stuff too, right? He has like kids and shit.
Mm, mm.
Um,
But
yeah,
but it's very interesting how like the the reason I bring up the podcast and the media and all that is like he was so like entrenched in all of these like, the mainstream Australian literary landscape. None of these people have said anything about it. And it's like
mm,
really weird to me because as we'll in the next story we'll talk about as well. Um, Whenever there's some kind of controversy, there's always like some kind of uproar and like people are releasing statements and things like that. But just like hush, silence
yeah,
on
that is
this.
true. It's just the news outlets have just
Yeah,
printed things
yeah. It's
about it.
very weird and disquieting. Like I'm like, what's going on here? Is there some kind of like conspiracy or
I think it's probably just they're all like embarrassed that they like put this guy up on a pedestal. And
mm,
then it's like because like his books are in like schools or whatever, and then they're
mm,
all like, oh, we're not gonna like have that on the curriculum anymore. And I'm kind of like, well, what? Like if the work itself is good enough, like shouldn't you just be like, now look, the guy who wrote this is not the greatest dude ever, but like the work still is, speaks for itself kind of thing.
mm,
And I mean maybe it's just they don't want him to get the money for it, I guess. Like they don't want to
mm.
fund him. But I guess they couldn't there be some I don't know, how does that work? If you I guess it just because you're convicted, like so long if the book wasn't part of the crime, I suppose you'll still get the
Mm.
like the proceeds for it.
Yeah, I guess so.
Um so I don't know. I saw like the only thing I know of his work is I saw the play for Jasper Jones when I was in Sydney once. It was
Mm.
okay. It's like, something about Aboriginal boy. Everyone thinks he's the did something bad, but it wasn't him. Or something like that. I don't know.
Mm.
It was all right. One of the better plays I've ever seen, but that's because a lot of the plays I've seen have been like uni student bullshit. So
Yeah.
um, and I get why they would in Australia, especially like have that in the curriculum. It's probably an easy book to read. It was
Mm.
entertaining, so your kid would like it, and it has the message of whatever don't judge a book by its cover.
Mhm.
Um,
Although I do all the time, so.
yeah, I mean, what else are you supposed to do? Read the whole fucking thing before you buy it?
But
Like,
but maybe it's also a case of it's the same with like, the Michael Jackson stuff. Like I'm not gonna let the fact that, he probably did all that shit mess like I still put his music on. Like
I think
it's on my playlist. I don't care. Like
I think that's like this testament to it too, like that
yeah.
his music's strong enough, whereas Sylvie's books probably just aren't strong
Yeah,
enough.
probably aren't.
Like that's
Yeah, yeah.
fine. I'm not saying it's bad. Like I haven't read the book, but the play was like, yeah, seems okay.
That's a good like North Star for any kind of creative person. What you should do
Can your
is
work survive being
yeah,
you being a pedophile?
yes. That's what you should do. I need to make this shit so good that if I were to be convicted as a pedophile, it would stand the test of time.
I'm not confident in my ability that confident in my abilities. I'm not gonna risk it.
Um, I actually remember when you know, during COVID, I lived in a share house, the last share house I lived in before I kind of grew up and didn't didn't do that anymore. Um, one of my housemates was like super woke, and it was really insufferable. In that really kind of uncritical way, where they just have the slogans. It's like the NPC meme.
Yeah, right, okay.
And anytime Michael Jackson would come on, he was like, "Oh no, we can't listen to this. We can't skip this song. Put something else on." And I skipped it, but then I put in it was on the Spotify thing. I put another one in the Spotify queue.
Yeah. It's I don't know, like
Who else though has like achieved that level where they've been accused of let's not limit it to like, the child molestation stuff. How about like, I don't know. I don't want to say sexual assault either because that's pretty much all rock
yeah.
stars.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you know, it's something like that, that wouldn't tarnish the music.
Let me think. Yeah.
Or shouldn't, maybe some people.
Yeah. Who else is like? Yeah, because Jacko's really like he's the king or whatever. Like
Mm.
and I've never really been that into his music or anything, but like,
It's
um,
kind of undeniable though, right? Like,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Like I'm not going to be like it's technically actually not that good.
Mm.
It's
Yeah.
just I just never to me really like got into it. Um,
Rolf Harris.
yeah. See, like who's like I'm sorry that tie my kangaroo down song is too good. Like the funniest meme, one of the funniest memes ever saw was like, it must have been, I think it was like a kangaroo like punching Rolf Harris. Like it must have been something he did on a TV show. And the caption was like, "You won't tie me down, you pedo cunt."
That's good.
Yeah.
Um,
Um, yeah,
Gary
no, I don't
Glitter.
think, yeah, like they still play that like, that song at the fucking, like the NFL or whatever in America. They're always got the, what the fuck's that song? It's a good song. His music's pretty good for like glam rock or whatever.
Mm.
Um,
But
yeah,
yeah, no, none of them sort of like approach like the Michael Jackson level of like, yeah.
yeah, you got to be like,
Yeah, he stooped some kids, but whatever. Like,
yeah, like
yeah.
I'm sure, like some people could if it turned out they were pedophiles, but they're not. Like,
Mm,
like what happens if like the Beatles were like running a child porn trafficking ring or something? Like,
mm,
what would happen? That would be a test. Like I'm pretty sure Beatles could probably survive it.
mm,
Um, like it would be you would not hear anything else in the news for like three
mm,
years if it was turned out to be the case. But something like that, like, and like a lot of like Led Zeppelin or whatever, they'll be like Jimmy Page banged some 15-year-old chick in 1975 or whatever.
yeah, come
Like
on,
again,
come
that
on.
was yeah,
It
you
was a
get away
different
with it. The
time, yeah.
70s, it's like it's
Yeah.
you get grandfathered in or whatever with that. Um, like you did that
Granddaughter
in the
in. Yeah.
90s, that's kind of too late. But
Mm,
70s or whatever, we'll turn a blind eye.
mm.
It was just the times. Like how many rock songs are like she was just 17, you know what I mean? Like so like they're like sometimes even younger, you know what I mean?
Mm,
Like
mm.
so actually there's a Beatles lyric, the 17-year-old thing.
Yeah, it is. Um, yeah, but yeah, I don't know. It's a bit sad, but it is like it was the response to it that made me kind of like go, what's that about? Because like in at any other maybe everyone's afraid of defamation suits or something. I don't know. Like
Yeah.
if they like go too hard on the getting rid of all, but that's never stopped them before. Like
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, so I
Unless on like
yeah
things that weren't even legally a thing, it would just be some rumor or something. And then they'll be
yeah
like,
yeah
well, we have to like I remember playing a gig once and then like these bands like pulled out like of the show and then they're like we're not playing that show and like oh why it's like the guy who organized the gig like apparently sexually assaulted this chick and we're like oh like, what did he do like oh, they just couldn't tell us the details and like so how do you know he did it and it was just like and then we're like well we're just gonna play the show like they're paying us money and we're like looking forward to playing a gig and like I don't know doesn't like doesn't change anything, if we play it or not. It's not like this guy's like taking in like tons of money for like organizing some shitty fucking gig in Brisbane. But it was
mm,
just kind of like the thing where they were just like the rumor was someone said that, and this was like a little bit pre-work, maybe like
mm,
just pre-work. And so, but it was just kind of like, yeah, well, we're all supposed to just like cancel it because there's like this claim that and I bet you the story was he had a girlfriend and then she broke up with or he broke up with her and then so she's just like he was abusing me this whole time actually.
mm, mm,
I don't know. Maybe he did. Maybe he was a bad person. Like I don't know. This thing it was just a rumor. You know what I mean? Why I was supposed to just drop everything. Like I do. Like yeah. I think with Craig Silvey, like I give him the presumption of possibly being innocent until it's proven. I mean, I don't
mm,
know. It does seem like there's smoke and then probably was fire. I don't know if he actually ever abused a child, but like what he was distributing, the claim is he was distributing the
mm,
pornography online and was like entering in like chats with other like pedophiles. So
Mm.
yeah, like
How does like I don't need to know, but I just want to I just wonder how does one find that stuff without getting on a list somewhere?
yeah, I have
Maybe
no
that's
idea.
like
Yeah, what if that
like
was his first time? He's like, you know what? I'll give it a crack. And it's like, um,
Yeah, but it's just really funny how like there's one author I'm particularly thinking about um and because Craig Silvey is a Western Australian author and West Australian authors are all there's not very many of them, so I guess they're all very close knit. And he used to like cross promote a lot with him and like it's there's just sort of like this eerie kind of silence which I found really funny. Like
yeah, and it's
just
like if he
watching
had
him.
a if he knew someone that like said bitch or something on the wrong podcast, he would write like one of those like
Exactly.
notes thing where a screenshot is like, oh, it disgusts me to learn that someone I thought was my friend would speak this way about women.
Mm,
But like when there's
yeah.
like that, it's just
So
yeah. I
I
mean,
am I am
I also don't think you have to say something just
oh
because someone
I
you've
know.
ever.
Yeah. But I do wonder what the silence thing is all about. Like even if just to like express your shock at the allegations, so to speak. But um because they'll mouth off about every fucking thing
I think because
normally.
they haven't been briefed on what they're supposed to say. I think because the other
Yeah.
things, the template exists. You
Mm,
disavow, you write a thing or something like, or you say like, well, he's my friend, so I I'm disgusted by the things he did, but like he's my friend, so I'm gonna like support him and try to rehabilitate him or something like that. But with
mm.
this, I think they're just kind of like, and maybe they're all waiting for someone else to like take the first step, and they're
Yeah.
all just like standing there like, you knew
You,
him better than
you
I did.
say. Yeah, because they're all so chummy and like, ensconced in this like um, you know, institutional network, and
Mm.
so I guess that's part of it as well. Like you don't want to um it's
Just don't want your name coming up when
yeah,
they
yeah.
Google Craig Silly.
Yeah, yeah.
Our names will now.
Oh
Yes.
no. Yeah. I'm not going to put that in the episode description.
Yeah,
I'll be
okay,
like,
yeah.
Western Australian author controversy."
Yeah.
Um
Oh, should we have him on the pod?
live from whatever jail he's in.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, we'll have to do it in multiple parts because he can only speak on the phone for like 20 minutes or something at a time.
Yeah, no.
All right, well that's that one.
Yeah.
That's that one crossed
Yeah, I
off
got
the
nothing
docket.
else.
Yeah.
Oh, I did
Okay.
want to say something, not exactly, but
Mm.
you were saying you can't judge a book by its cover or the thing is like those books that are like impregnated by my granddaddy's boyfriend, those ones you can judge by the cover.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. You
When the
definitely
side N-word catch feelings.
can. Oh,
I
what's the
kind of want to
other
read one of those, hey.
what's the is that Quan Mills you're thinking
Yeah,
of?
I believe
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
There's another one that's like this hoe got roaches in her pussy
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah.
Like
Her coochie stink or something.
a coochie stank.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
okay, and so another item on the docket is more Levantine trouble stuff that for some reason keeps coming up in Australia. Like we're furthest away from Israel and Palestine and all this sort of shit, but
Oh
it
yeah, yeah, right.
seem it seems to dominate our um like mainstream literary stuff. Which by the way, we're commenting on this, but we're both very like distant from these scenes. We don't
Yeah.
care. We don't care. Like so this is about a literary festival. And this writer by the name of Randa Abdel Fattah, who's a Palestinian
I believe it's
Australian.
Dr. Randa, whatever.
Dr. Randa.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, she always identify. Yeah, she'll always be Doctor in all of her like appearances. Um, so there's a bit of background to this. So basically, an entire festival in Adelaide got cancelled because of this bitch. Uh, Like, so, and this is just like Australian mainstream literary culture. They main character people who are so mediocre. I read like her latest like quote unquote novel. At
You read
least
the whole novel?
no, I read a sample of it on
Okay.
Amazon and like this
I
is
meant to read some of her writing because that's what I was going to get at. I was like, is her writing good?
no, it's complete garbage.
Shock.
Yeah. And so anyway, so like I'm like, why? So what happened in Adelaide is that there's the Adelaide Festival. The Adelaide Festival like had her as a guest, but the festival was starting sort of just after the Bondi shootings happened, and the I think it was the premier of South Australia kind of advised the board that, oh, it might be just a bit insensitive for this woman to be like on stage and, things like that because of what just happened. Because she is a very like, she's a bit of a firebrand about like Zionists and stuff like that. And I wouldn't say that, you know, um, I wouldn't say that. I think it's a little unfair as much as I'm not really a fan of this woman to conflate her with those guys who shot up a beach. Like it is kind
Yeah,
of
yeah.
ridiculous to do that. And also, it's a free speech thing as well,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
which I'm very pro. So there's this like interference. The board of Adelaide Festival essentially asked her to leave. And then there was this massive like walk off of all of the writers who were going to be involved in response to that. As a consequence, the Adelaide Festival got cancelled.
So did they walk off because they were not having her on or because they were going to have her on?
No, because they like pulled her
Pulled
out.
her. Okay,
Yeah.
right.
So it was like a writers' solidarity thing.
Okay, yeah.
Um, so that happened, I think like a month or two ago. Um, and then recently, the latest with this woman is at the center of it again. When it's like she's not even a great writer. Like
Yeah.
this is the thing. Why is she the main character? Um, where there's a Newcastle Writers Festival, and the Premier of New South Wales was like, "Ah, probably not a good idea to have her." So like trying to throw his political weight around to, but that festival sort of resisted that and said no. But it's still like generated all these think pieces and news stories and stuff like that. And then, the grievance stuff from all of the Palestinian activists and all that kind of crap, and how like, this is racism against Palestinians. And I'm like, are Palestinians like such a great big group in Australia that people can be racist towards them? I've never met a Palestinian. So like I don't
Yeah, I
know
don't think
what
I have. Yeah.
so I don't know how if we're not in Israel, I don't think there is Palestinian racism in Australia. But anyway, um, so obviously canceling writers and shit like that, we're not fans of. But the thing about this that I wanted to speak to anyway is the practicalities. Like these people, like in these writing circles, the mainstream kind of writing circles, are just very uh, they have no strategic thinking ability or like any sort of pragmatism. In Australia, as I would imagine in other Anglosphere countries such as the US or the UK, um, arts sort of things like literary festivals are partially funded by the government, but a lot of them are funded by donations. Who do you think are the majority donors to these things?
White women? No.
Who has lots of money?
Um, miners, mining magnates. I don't know who is it?
Jews.
Boomers, Jews. Ah,
Jews.
oh, fuck.
So like lots of foundations, lots of like wealthy sort of donors who and it should be noted are mostly apolitical. So they're not like raging kind of Israel lobbyists or Zionists or whatever. Um, but they essentially fund these things. So it's like I I get it from like if you think that there's an injustice going on in Israel or whatever and you want to speak to it. I get that totally. Like if that's your thing. Not really my thing. I don't know
Yeah,
enough about it to care that much about it. But I care about my country.
yeah,
And that's about it. But so like they just don't. It's like they don't realize what how their bread is buttered. Is that the right kind of
yeah, yeah,
phrase? It's like
yeah,
it's just a very impractical sense, and then they get shocked when there are these like if they go a little bit too far. There's this sort of like funding gets pulled or speakers get cancelled. The donors throw their weight around a little bit, and I'm not saying that's perfect. That's not a great situation to be in, but like it is the situation that you're in. So like
yeah.
I don't get why these people act all surprised, like about this stuff.
Like, what is her writing? Is it very like just on the nose, like Palestinian activism kind of
Pretty
writing?
much, yeah. It's agitprop essentially.
Yeah,
She's also an academic who does a lot of stuff about research about like Islamic youth in Australia and things like that. How they're all so prejudiced, that sort of stuff. Racism and all that kind of crap.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah. So,
Yeah, I
it,
mean, I guess I agree with you. Like, I think, like, yeah, if they, she has a right to speak at these things, and the festival or whatever has a right to do that. And like, I guess if there's government funding, then I suppose the premier has the right to put his pressure
mm,
into it. Um, yeah, I don't know. It just seems like it's just funny too, like the fact like it just implodes the whole like festival, like.
yeah,
But
but that shows like yeah, it's just I don't get it strategically. Like there's a way to
yeah,
do this that would be smart because most of those donors are, like I said, are fairly apolitical. But the thing is that, and this is why like when people make this distinction between, oh, I'm not against Jewish people, I'm against Zionists, okay? But the thing is that the majority of Jews are Zionists. So
yeah,
like you're not getting around that, like and I mean and there's a spectrum of Zionism, of course. There's like the real
mm,
militant sort of the Netanyahu's and stuff versus people who just think Israel deserves to exist sort of thing, right? So there's a whole like spectrum between those two poles. But still, like essentially like and I've spoken to Jewish people about this, like people that I've worked with and stuff, who have said that, yeah, well, I am a Zionist, but like, do I think that everything Israel does is correct and moral or whatever? Not necessarily.
yeah. I hate this standard of
Yeah.
like, if you're gonna have yourself, if you're gonna be nationalistic or anything, and then
Mm,
it's like, oh, look at this one thing where you can drag up and like nothing's perfect. So it's like,
mm,
what, you're not allowed to believe in anything. And then, but then
mm,
these people who will be like communists or whatever, who'll be like, you're nationalistic for Australia, but you know about the stolen generation or something. It's like, you're a fucking communist. Like, 200 million people dead. Like, sorry, you don't get to like get on your high horse about that shit. Like, I get
mm,
it. You can still be a communist and believe in it and be like, yeah, well, some shit got fucked up. But like this standard that like, oh, if the thing you support did one thing wrong ever, then that makes you like terrible person. Like, I
mhm,
get it. Like, if you're a Jew, if I was Jewish, I'd be like, yeah, fuck yeah, Israel is sick.
mm,
Like,
mm,
I don't know. Jews for me are an abstraction because there just aren't Jews in Brisbane, really. Like, there are,
mm.
but I don't know any of them. Like, they're not as prominent, you know?
Yeah, it's probably too
Um,
hot.
yeah.
I am schwitzing out here.
Yeah. Yeah. I had to schlep this up all these stairs. The city, it's so hilly. Yeah. I mean, I know
The city, it's so hilly.
I know the stereotypes. Like, I feel like Jews are a weird thing because I've known what they were for my whole life because like I've been watching Seinfeld since I was like two
Yeah.
years old, and like the nanny and fucking every
Mm,
show on TV is it was American, you know, it feels like American culture is like white, Jewish, black, or whatever.
mm,
Like,
mm,
um, so I'm very familiar with the stereotypes. I feel like I know tons better, but they're just still this abstraction where I just
mm,
don't have much experience. I knew one guy who was Jewish and he was kind of Jewy. He was like, it was actually funny. I hadn't spoke to him in years. And then I was like selling this record on Discogs. And then he like messaged me to be like, offered me like $20 less for it. And I was like, you fucking Jew. Like, like he didn't know who I was, like because it wasn't like Matthew Frester and
Yeah.
whatever. He just so I was like, God, can you even go 1 second of your life? But he was all right. But otherwise, like they're just an abstraction. Whereas Muslims are not so
Mm,
abstract.
mm,
They're, some of them are cool,
mm,
some of them not. Uh,
mm,
so,
mm,
so for me, like all of this stuff is like I'm just like, yeah, why do we have to have Palestine marches every fucking 2 weeks in the city?
mm,
It's not here. It's not really our issue. I get it's like, oh, our government funds Israel or some shit. It's like, okay, there's probably worse things they funded
mm.
Craig Silvey. Um,
Yeah.
there's no protest about that. But
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah, there's just quiet about that.
yeah.
But yeah, like it is yeah, it is interesting how like people are very dumb about this stuff. Like they think they can be as gung-ho and as radical as they want to be. And this is the thing, is like I think that like I said before, that I'm a free speech absolutist. Like you should be able to say whatever the fuck you want. So I think she should be able to say those things. But the thing that you've got to remember is this context. Like the reason it's causing a problem is that powerful people are like who are involved, like who have money, who fund these things, who have sway with the government, with like these sort of arts foundations are involved. Like, and
Yeah.
you know, if like they might have a problem with that. Like I think
And it's not
this
like
is
she's being legally punished. Like when you say you're
yeah,
like
yeah.
free speech absolutist, it's like say you have someone come to your house and then they start insulting you. You can be like, get the fuck out of my house.
Mm,
And they're
mm.
like, oh, I thought you believed in free speech. It's like, yeah, I also believe in fucking private property. So get the fuck off mine. Like, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? So it's like if
Well,
they,
I get what you're saying, but like festivals are a bit different, I guess. But
I
like
suppose, yeah.
but I'm just saying from a practical point of view, like you have like the donors and the various foundations, which are
Mm.
mostly sort of Jewish funded, like funding these
Yeah,
things,
wouldn't you try to like
paying
appease them a bit
paying her
to get
f yeah, paying her fees. Like not appease them, but just like, there's a
not
way
offend
that
them?
you can push your message where it won't cause you all this much
Yeah.
trouble, like
Yeah.
but these people they want to cause troubles, I
Maybe
guess.
they just
So
like wanted the festival to be canceled. It's like a Larry David thing where they're like,
yeah.
oh man, this thing is such a pain in the ass every year. Like, how do we get out of this?
Maybe, yeah. I would assume if all Jews are like Larry David, yes, that may have been the maybe she's actually Jewish and she's like pretending to be Palestinian
Well,
to
it's like, the
cause some
Nietzschean
trouble.
thing of like Jewish morality or whatever. It seems to be what like Muslims do these days. It's like, like they use the
Hmm.
like dominate you through being weak or whatever. It's everything's about like a big like
Mm.
you've read Nietzsche, right? How he talks about like Jewish
Yeah, yeah,
morality.
yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, I always think that's funny that the like Muslims hate the Jews, but then they like are using Jewish morality. No, no, I
Mm.
mean, I guess just because Nietzsche said it doesn't mean that that's like Jews are like, yeah, that's our thing. But
Yeah, no, yeah, I get what you're saying, but it's just so funny, like, um, and the other thing I just cannot get my head around is like, why this chick? Just let this chick like say her shit and like, it's not that serious, I don't think.
yeah,
Like that's the other side of it. Like, who cares? Like, people say the most. It's funny, like how like left-wing radicals say the most heinous, crazy shit on stage, and like it's just people forget it the next day, and
mm,
like why can't they just do that with her? So I'm of two minds about this, like, but like if I was her, I'd probably be a little bit more tactical about how I was going to approach these things. Or maybe they just don't know that Jews fund the majority of these things. And maybe also they just don't know that like the majority of Jews, and I'm talking 80-90% are Zionists. So
mm,
when you make that distinction between being anti-Zionist rather than anti-Semitic, for Jew, I'm not saying this is right, but for Jews, to be anti-Zionist is anti-Semitic because
Yeah.
most Jews are Zionists. Like, so
Well, yeah,
like,
because you're saying
yeah,
you don't believe that Israel has a right to exist or
mm,
whatever. And then it's like, okay, so then they have like zero homeland.
yeah, yeah,
Like, and I get it. They're like, there's whatever the Jews want to take Palestine back as well. And then
mm,
I guess what is the Palestinians' homeland or whatever. But again, not my problem. Like,
yeah.
I wish that was just all contained over there. Like, I don't know the answer to that problem, and I'm not interested in it. And I'm sick of fucking having to cross through a bunch of blue hairs when I want to get a boba tea, like in the city. Like, you know what I mean?
That is both the most anti-communist and communist comment
Yeah.
in one. I need my boba tea.
Hey, it's like I think it's my right as like a Westerner, we get our treaties when we want them, like
That's
we
right.
shouldn't have to like be inconvenienced too much.
Yeah.
Like that's the
But
society people want to come into.
yeah,
So, got to keep it that way.
we're living in a society.
Yeah, we're living in a society.
So, you also had, do you have anything else to say on this or?
Um, no, not really. Yeah, essentially all of that. Like
Mm,
it's sort of bewildering, and at the same time, I don't care because I wasn't gonna like pay any attention to this writers festival anyway.
yeah, me
So
neither, but it was just an interesting
it's
thing.
interesting. I do
Um,
think it's funny. Like I think part of it is like because there's constantly a Palestine protest, and because you can like if you say pro-Palestinian things, generally you're not going to get any pushback, like or whatever, or the majority of people are going to back you. So I think they just sort of like in a bubble where they think like everyone loves this shit, you know what I mean? But when it
mm,
comes to like when they're like like the Jewish backers, like the rubber meets the road,
mm,
that's when it's like, like sorry, this is when the nonsense stops. Like,
mm,
so
yeah.
I think they just are like unaware or like they just don't know how to read the room,
Mm,
and
mm.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe they're not anti-Semitic enough to realize that you.
Yes.
Anyway, you had a, I'm joking, by the way. I love the Jews.
Yeah.
Uh, like, you had something else, didn't you?
Oh, you did wasn't there one other thing on the docket, the Meanjin thing?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'll talk briefly
I
about
got
that.
nothing to say
So
about it, so you can
this is
bam.
a very, I'll just briefly go over that. So Meanjin, the sort of famous Australian literary journal, which I wrote about. I'll link. It was basically cancelled for similar reasons, actually, because it was getting a little bit too pro-Palestine. That's the theory, anyway. So its funding got pulled. It was funded by the University of Melbourne, and it was based in the University of Melbourne.
The University of Melbourne.
Yeah, exactly. Um, and then it, yeah, so it was cancelled. They just cut off its funding and stopped it. There were all the writers in the country were in an uproar about it. But this was another example of like, you know, people in arts institutions very disconnected in their own bubbles, not realizing um, that you need to connect with, the wider culture and people and things like that in order to have public support rather than shit on the public country constantly, telling them they're racist or, um, and that's what Meanjin had turned into, which is I link that to part of the reason why it kind of was cancelled. If you make an institution sort of vital to, you know, um, not necessarily the majority, but at least some people in the community that aren't just writers, then you might have a better time of it. But anyway, it was basically it's been reborn. QUT is now taking it on and is going to fund it. I don't see anything about it changing. I think it's, in fact, I think it's going to be even worse with the why climate change is racist takes in the literary journal and stuff. But yeah, but if you want to know a little bit about its cancellation, I will post the thing that I wrote, which went kind of gangbusters on Substack. Um, people really responded to it. And I do actually think it is the best essay on that topic, on the cancellation of Meanjin, if I don't do say so myself. Um, if you're interested in that. But yeah, apparently it's getting a new lease on life, which everyone's celebrating. I'm like, it's it's going to be worse actually because QUT is even more of a hotbed of
I went to
communism.
QT.
Yeah, like, and it's worse now. Like, it's
Oh, I
so,
bet, yeah.
yeah,
Well, that's
it's
where that thing happened where it was an old free speech issue where some guys went into like the ab there was like the indigenous like computer
mm,
lab, and
mm,
then they got told like no whiteys in here, and then they went on Facebook and wrote like something about like that and made a couple of jokes, and then it was like a whole thing where they were going to get like fined $200,000. I think
mm,
they ended up getting ruled in their favor because it
mm.
was like, yeah, like you should be able to. There wasn't anything that crazy, they said, I don't think.
And also it was a Queensland court, so thank God
Yeah,
for Queensland court.
yeah,
That wouldn't happen here. No way.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, they
Um,
fined that Drew Pavlo guy
oh
like
yeah,
$20,000 for holding up a blank sign or some shit
yeah,
in front
yeah.
of a Chinese thing. I don't know. That guy is like, he's gotten better lately, but I still am like not trustworthy of him. I feel like
Mm.
I think he went to QUT or something. Because that's how I heard of him. There
No, I
was
think he went to UQ, I
UQ.
think.
Yeah, I knew it was one of the Brisbane ones.
Mm.
Yeah, he sometimes is kind of on the point. He's kind of like that, got that kind of like Tim Pool kind of like corniness about him. But whatever, he seems to be fighting more on the right side. But I don't trust that in 3 years' time he's not going to turn into a huge libtard or something.
Probably.
Well, prove me wrong.
Yeah.
Because he got like mugged or something. That's how he became more like.
He literally, yeah, a conservative is a liberal who got mugged. Literally. Yeah.
Oh
Love
well,
that for him.
yeah,
Yeah.
could be worse.
Yeah. So yeah, that was just the Me Engine stuff. So you had something too, didn't you? You saw something or
I saw that Send Help movie last night.
oh yeah,
It's
what was that like?
yeah, it's kind of stupid. It's fun.
Mm,
It's
mm,
like this. It's a new Sam Raimi film. It was just I have a couple of friends were like hadn't really been out to the movies in forever, and they're like, "Hey, there's a new Sam Raimi movie. Let's go check it out." And went and saw that last night.
nice.
It's and I saw Jack had written a post about it, and I usually don't read his post until after I seen the movie, and then I was trying to find it today, but my phone was fucking up, so not a good day
Well, he
technologically.
doesn't have Twitter anymore.
Yeah, I was like, did he actually delete it? Because I was
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
find Lotus Point, and I thought it was because my phone was like the internet would dropped out for like a couple of hours today on my phone.
No,
So
no, because he
he actually,
deactivated and 30 days passed, so that means it deletes it after that.
oh yeah, okay. I was wondering if he did or not.
Mm,
All right, well there you go. So I can't read
mm.
his review now.
Oh well.
Well, but yeah, it was like it's like just a horror comedy thing. It's like Rachel McAdams is like works in this office, and she's like the ugly bitch who like everyone just
She's
takes.
the ugly bitch.
Yeah, well, like they
Nice.
make her look bad at the
Oh,
start. They
okay.
give her like
Yeah.
extra warts and like
Mm.
she's got tuna on her face and stuff like that, and she's wearing fucking frumpy.
Tuna.
Yeah, there's a thing where she's like eats this tuna sandwich and
Mm.
like like Sam Raimi, right? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, like Evil Dead movies and like The Quick and the Dead, that one you
Hmm.
want that's a Sam Raimi movie. And then he did like the Spider-Man movies and then um uh Drag Me to Hell.
Mm.
So I like Drag Me to Hell and I like Evil Dead. I like Evil Dead 2 especially, but the Evil Dead movies are cool. So yeah, it's just like basically, yeah, anyway, she's like there's like the CEO's like son or whatever is this douchebag, and then they go on this like trip and the plane crashes, but she's like a real nerd about Survivor and stuff, and they're like laughing at her like Survivor like entry video on the plane, and then like the plane crashes and it's just her and the the CEO guy, and like basically they're just on this island and she's like doing everything, because she's like knows all the skills of how to light fire and hunt and stuff like that. And then like, as it goes on, it turns out she's kind of a psycho, but he's also like a piece of crap and like it's fun. It's like stupid.
Mm.
Like I will
Mm.
never watch it ever again. Unless like someone else puts it on for me. But like, yeah, I
A
really don't
solid
have
a solid B movie sort of
yeah,
thing.
it was
Yeah.
fun. Like, because Raimi movies always have this thing where it's just like gross stuff going into people's mouths and stuff.
Yeah.
Like in Drag Me to Hell is like dig up this like dead gypsy, and then like all this fucking like fluids come out of her fucking mouth into the chick's into her mouth and stuff like that. There's always so there's a bit where like she's like hunting this big giant boar, and it's like just like AI CGI graphic and stuff, and like there's just like snot coming out of the boar's fucking nose and blood and stuff just going all into her mouth and stuff. So I was like, yeah, I was waiting for some gross stuff to go into her mouth.
He's very orally fixated, perhaps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely not his best movie. It seemed it's funny because he hasn't made anything in a while. And
Mm.
like you see like what's he must have just like, ah, this sounds like a fun concept. We'll just pump it out. And so yeah,
Mm.
it's worth a watch. Worth literally one watch.
Mm.
Yeah.
I like Evil Dead 2 as well, and
Mm.
I also like the third one. It's so
Army of Darkness,
stupid. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it's sick.
Yeah, yeah.
Um the second one
The
is
skeletons. I love the
yeah,
skeletons. Yeah,
the
they're my favorite.
claymation shit.
Yeah, yeah.
And like there's the evil Ash, like
Yeah.
he's like the other they have the I haven't seen it in a long time. I haven't
Mm.
seen any of the Evil Dead movies in forever, but I've seen them all a few times. But yeah.
The
The evil
first one is the first one is good, but it's kind of annoying as well.
yeah.
Like it goes on for too long.
I saw that when I was like 15, and it was like the first time I ever smoked weed. And it was
Mm.
like this guy's birthday party, or maybe I was 14, and it was like we were looking forward to this party all year because we knew we were gonna like someone was gonna have weed there. And then like he went to the video store and was like, "What's the scariest movie you got?" And the guy gave him Evil Dead, and we were just watching it, and we're like, "The fuck is this bullshit?" But then when like trees started raping chicks, we're kind of like, "All right, it's pretty weird this movie," but we're still kind of like, "This isn't really that scary."
Yeah, you're just like
Um,
Beavis and
but I didn't have any
Butthead.
context for it, like I was just like expecting it to be a movie that would be terrifying, but then it's like Evil Dead 2 is like Evil Dead just perfected. Like it's like the
Yeah.
filming looks better, the plot's a bit better, and like it's also like really funny, like
Mm.
there's just weird scenes like um yeah. So again, it's been a while since I've seen it, but I don't know. That used to be my like go-to of like favorite horror movie, what I would say like Evil Dead 2.
Mm. Mm. Yeah, they were good. I liked them. Um, yeah, and Sam Raimi also used to make the Hercules TV show
Oh,
and
really?
Xena and stuff. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, really? I didn't know
Mm.
that.
Yeah. Or I think it was a executive producer or something.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
The other night, Josie just put on the Highlander TV show,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
like, because I was just like starting to fall asleep, and then it was like this little thing came down, and it was like there can be only one. I'm like, are you watching Highlander? She's like, yeah. Well, do you know? How do you know what that is? It's like I don't know. I've seen these. I didn't know there was a show. I knew there was movies. I never really thought they were that good, but they're sort of fun, I guess. But yes, yeah, I was like watching. I
Yeah,
was like, oh, I was just saying, I was watching it. And I was like, this could be like, like those things like Kung Fury and stuff like on YouTube or Danger Five, where it's like intentionally made to look like a bad 80s movie. It was like
yeah.
it's just like that. I was like, it's like dudes with ponytails and swords, and like everyone's got little catchphrases, and just like it was the soundtrack was all done by Queen and shit. And it was like I can imagine just like this someone you just telling some Zoomer this was just made and it's intentionally like bad, and they would just be cracking up laughing at
Mm,
it.
mm. Yeah, I do. I like the Highlander movies. We should do them one day.
Yeah, okay. I
Yeah,
haven't seen him in forever.
yeah.
I
Me neither.
remember
I don't know. I wonder if they hold up.
I didn't think they were that good when I saw him as a
Yeah, they
teenager.
were kind of. They were sort of just like, fun.
There's too many things thrown together. It was like
Yeah,
Scottish
yeah.
clans and they're immortal, and then like electricity and time travel and all
And
this
then
shit.
they change it in the second one and like make the immortals like aliens or some shit like
Do
that.
they?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I remember seeing a couple, and there was Highlander's Endgame, which I think was like one of the last ones. Like
I
maybe it was
think
like
that might be one that brought the movie and the series together, like
okay.
characters from both or something.
That was
Um,
always annoyed me too, is like it can be only one. It's like, yeah, but I'm never gonna get to the point where there's in the show, they're never gonna get down to one.
yeah.
There's always a new immortal and stuff. It's just like frustrating.
Yeah, yeah,
It's not, it's like for me, I'm like, nah, I much prefer to just watch Conan. Like,
yeah, that's true. Yeah. Oh, Conan's. I've already covered Conan on the show like years ago, when I had other co-hosts. But God, that's a good movie.
yeah.
It's so
Oh, it's so
good,
good. The second one's a bit goofy, but it's still
but
pretty good.
still pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Red Sonja? The
I have I have the DVD somewhere. I've started watching it and fallen asleep.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
that great, but
nah.
apparently they're remaking that as well. Read something.
Okay.
Which
The
will
like
make
Conan remake isn't terrible.
hmm.
It's all right. Again, I didn't make it all the way through. I fell asleep, and I was like, I feel no need to to finish this movie,
Yeah.
but it was all
I mean,
right.
the first one is just perfect. Like
Yeah, yeah.
it's the perfect Conan movie.
Like when James L. Jones turns into the snake, it's so
Yeah,
good.
it's
Like the
so
way that
cool.
because that's the perfect level of like special effects. Like where like it's the same with like Army of Darkness, how like the crappiness of it makes it kind of creepy.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, like the second Conan movie gets like too stupid and there's too many like chicks of dialogue in it. Grace Jones is kind of like silly
Mm,
and the wizard thing like and it goes super fucking long too. Like I don't know,
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
it's the same length as the first one, but the first one doesn't feel as long as the second one.
The princess in the second one is really hot though.
Yeah.
It's
Oh yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. It's yeah, it's good. Like I like the in the first one as well, there's so many cool things in it, like the the snake arrows.
Mm.
How he like stiffens the snake and then fires them in a bow.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
The
like
stupid thing with the camel or whatever.
and he punches the camel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they like throw back to it in the second movie or whatever.
Mm.
He's like, ah. Yeah, I'd be
Le
down to rewatch that stuff. And I read like I have like a couple of those volumes of like the um what Robert E. Howard Conan
mm,
stories and stuff, and like they're always so fun to read. Like they're
mm,
fucking like the one with the was it called like the something about the elephant, the tomb of the elephant or the tower of the elephant. That one was sick, and yeah, they're all just like so good. They're just like so like fun to read and like just like really draw you in, and just like you
mm.
actually like feel like you're like playing like Prince of Persia or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. I used to get there was like a comic
Oh
of
yeah,
it
yeah,
and
yeah,
like it was called Conan the something like the Conan the Savage or the Savage Conan or some shit like that.
yeah,
But it wasn't like a normal size comic. It was sort of like double of that, like that. So it was
yeah.
sort of like a thicker, I guess like more like a quarto sort of size. It was really good. The art was always amazing. It was in black and white. Um, but that just made it better, like made it more old-timey and pulpy to me. So yeah, I
Were
love
they
that.
the same stories, just animated, or were they like the newer written ones, like not quite?
I think there might have been newer ones because I don't
Okay, yeah,
remember any of the story. Oh, maybe I haven't read all of the Robert E. Howard because he wrote a lot of those
yeah,
stories.
yeah.
But
It's
yeah.
yeah, because it's him and L. Spragg de Camp and someone
Mm,
else, I think. So sometimes like I'll get to the end of the story and be like, which was the author of this one? And like usually I find that the Robert E. Howard ones are like slightly better, but the L.
mm,
Sprague de Camp ones are still pretty good. Um,
mm.
but I haven't read any of the like the recently written ones. I mean, recent it was probably like the 80s or the 90s or whatever. But
There's a guy on Substack actually who's doing his own Conan, and I'm guessing it's like I don't know if Conan's in public domain yet. I don't think it is, but
what's it got to be? Like how many years since the
70 years since the author's death. So
God, it can't be far off it if he
yeah,
died in like 27 or something. Like it might even
yeah,
be more than 70 years.
yeah. I
Like
don't know
he,
if the guy might just if it's not in public domain, he might just be doing fan fiction or something. But
yeah.
it's pretty popular, so um, yeah,
See, I'm
people,
just like I'll just read Michael Moorcock,
yeah,
like
exactly.
Elric and Corum and all of that. Like that seems
Mm,
like the basically Conan.
yeah. But there's no new guy. Like once Michael Moorcock dies, and I don't even think Michael Moorcock's writing that anymore. It's that sort of
Yeah.
stuff.
Does he
Like
write anything still? Or
I
it's
think
got to be
so.
like 102 years old.
He's really old. But there's no, where is the next Robert E. Howard or Michael Moorcock, you know? Probably on Substack.
Yeah.
He's definitely listens to this podcast too.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like, read my fucking Substack. It's like I
All
follow you
right.
guys, follow me back.
All right. Do you have anything else?
Um, Not really. I mean, I could
Mm.
just talk about books I'm reading, but
Mm. What
nothing
have you
topical.
been?
What have I been reading other than stuff for the podcast? Norman Mailer's An American Dream. Have you read that?
Hmm. No.
Fuck, it's reels. It's so
Mm.
good.
Yeah.
First chapter is him killing his wife. Um, and like, oh my God, like, because I hadn't read any Mike Norman Mailer, and I've just been staring at this book on the shelf for ages. Like, I have a nice like 60s like a original pressing hardcover, still with the dust jacket and everything. And I just got it in an op shop for like $5. And so I was just like, I just do this sometimes because the room I like stretch and stuff in has got all my books, and so I'll just be staring at the spines, and then I'll just like I'm just gonna read the first page and see how it hits me.
Mm.
And so I just started reading, and I just like read through the first chapter, and it was like, fuck, that was awesome. I got to read, and
Mm.
it's not very long, so I just started reading that, even though I've got heaps of shit I have to read for the podcast as well.
Mm.
But yeah, it's and I like this. It's like he kills his wife. Like she's like they're kind of like not living together, and then he just gets like trashed, and then like goes around to her apartment, and then she starts like belittling him and stuff, and then he just fucking like strangles her to death, and then like throws her body off the balcony, causes like this car pile up, and one of the guys is like a mobster who won't leave the scene because of his like superstitions and stuff. But then the police are like, "Come on, we know you killed her. Just tell us." And like he's like, "Well, you got no evidence, all right?" And it's like, "No, but we know you did it." And like, well, see what the coroner's thinks, and they just like let him go, and they're kind of like, "Yeah, you're all right, but we know you did it." Like, and then oh, but like after he kills her, he like fucks the German maid in the pussy and the ass. But it's like written in this really like kind of like obscure way where it's not explicit. It was like I went from the sea to the earth, and then I left my seed to decompose in a barren field and all this stuff. And like she's like, no, it's verboten, and I think he like foot fucks her or something too.
Oh
Like,
God.
but it's
This
like
sounds
again,
great. We
yeah, it's
should do
real.
this. Yeah.
Start reading it. I'll cover this book. Hey, it's
Mm.
so good. Yeah, I'll leave it at that then. If we're gonna do it,
Mm.
I won't
Mm.
spoil any further. I
No,
don't know
that
how.
sounds
I don't know where
great.
it's going to. It's one of those books where I'm like, it kind of is like sort of reminds me of like Flow My Tears, the policeman says, but without being like sci-fi, and sort of like maybe like that mixed with like J.G. Ballard or something. Like
Mm.
kind of yeah, An
No, that
American
sounds
Dream.
great.
Yeah, if you
Great.
want to do it, let's
I
do
do
it.
love Norman Mailer. Like I haven't read all of his stuff, but I do
What have you
like.
read?
I've read Ancient Evenings. Have you read that
Mm.
one?
I have a copy
I've
though.
read uh the non-fiction one, the one about the prisoner of sex, that one. Um and what else have I read of his? A lot of non-fiction. I haven't read
Okay,
as
yeah.
much fiction. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm also listening to this book Oswald's Tale about Lee Harvey
Mm,
Oswald, and that's really good. So yeah, I figured like I could do two by the same author if one's like nonfiction,
mm,
and
mm,
because I have a copy of the book and it's like 1,096 pages or something. So I'm like, probably was going to take me 6 years if I tried to read it, but to listen to it on audiobook, it's pretty good. And it
mm,
could be very boring if written by like a lesser writer. And then, yeah, like he's obviously just like aware that the audience is going to be fascinated by anything to do with sex. So it just goes into
mm,
like lurid details and about like when this Russian chick lost her virginity or whether Oswald fucked her. And like, he's even like his wife, it was like saying like she was like raped by some like Afghan when she was in like St. Petersburg. And I think it was St. Petersburg. Um, and like the guy was like, "Oh, if I'd known you were a virgin, I would have like I want my money back." And it was like her friend like took the money, and she's like, "Yeah, well, you've been sleeping on my couch. You got to earn your keep somehow." But then she like moves to Minsk, which is in Belarus, where it's like where Oswald ends up, and then he ends up marrying her, but she's like says she's a virgin. But it says something about like her going to like the pharmacy to get something to like essentially like tighten her pussy up or something so that like when he fucks her, like he won't be able to tell she's not a virgin. Yeah, it goes into like details like this in this book. So you're like, oh yeah, right. That's interesting.
That's what probably why it's 1,000 pages. It's
Yeah.
just all that. Yeah.
Like there's lots of tawdry kind of boring stuff, but I don't know, it's kind of fascinating. Like I'm usually with these kind of books like zoning out and having to repeat a lot of stuff, but this one I'm like 3/4 of the way through it and I'm like found pretty much every second of it pretty interesting.
Mm.
And yeah, so
Oh, cool. All right.
mailer pilled.
Yeah, we'll do it that mailer American Dream soon.
Yeah, yeah,
After we get through all the other shit we've got
yeah,
to read.
yeah.
So yeah,
It's an easy read. It's 270 pages or something, and the book I've got's not even that many words per page, so
all right,
like
nice.
it shouldn't take too long. You can audiobook it too.
Awesome. I don't suppose you have anything to show.
Nah.
Nah, neither do I.
Newcastle Writers Festival. Um,
Or except for my brilliant Meanjin essay.
oh
I'll
yeah.
link that in the show notes. But yeah, thanks for joining us tonight, guys, while we talk about assorted crap and
Bric-a-brac.
well, yeah, bric-a-brac. Yeah. And yeah, we'll see you soon. Next, I don't know what the next episode will be sequentially, but we got a lot of good stuff coming up.
Mm.
We got some Don DeLillo, we got some Wilkie Collins. What else is coming up? Brad Kelly's
Yeah.
book. We're doing at some point. Yeah. Is that it that
There's
we
other
can think
things.
of? There's other
Um,
things, but it's all
yeah. I think three things is good to tease or
yeah,
whatever.
there's a bit of a tease for you.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I'll see you next time, I guess. See ya.
Sayonara.
Bye.